figured this is probably better, just that way there's less ping and less distraction, so to speak. We can sit down and actually have a conversation. Excuse my voice. Typically after yelling for a few hours, it tends to go a little bit. So this actually helps me out too at the same time. So I appreciate you guys coming in here and doing this in here. First and foremost, again, thank you. Thank you all for being part of this. Thank you for bringing your voice here again. You know, the wonderful thing about San Francisco, the Bay Area, which most of you guys are from here, sometimes you just flip a coin. And that day, it's a great day, it's beautiful, it's awesome like it was yesterday. Yesterday there was sun outside, it was great. And then today you flip the coin and it's not anything great. So we appreciate you guys, again, altering that schedule and getting yourselves over here for today's event. The other thing, each of your sons are going to get one of those evaluations. Okay? One of the things that I like to preface, now I'm a father of two. A 7-year-old and a 3.5-year-old, and we love our boys. I mean, we do anything and everything in our power to help our boys just, be the best that they can be. And so one of the things that I try to get our coaches when they do these evaluations is to be honest. There's a saying my dad told me a long time ago, and it was, son, people want honesty, but they don't want the truth. And you think about that for a second, right? We all want, hey, give it to me. What do you got? What do you got? And then someone gives you the honest truth and you go, no, it wasn't that bad. Couldn't have been that bad. No, I had a bad hamstring that day. Or, you start throwing out things, right? So what your boys are going to get today is truth. And sometimes that can be viewed, as a 16-year-old especially, can be viewed as an attack, right? It's a personal attack and all of a sudden. Wait, you're saying I'm not a 5-star guy? And that's really what they're looking at. I should be getting 5s all over the place. And they don't. And they go, well, shoot, I must be the worst player in the world now. That's not it either. What we're trying to do is identify to them where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. And where you guys come into play as a parent is that buffer. Is that individual that goes, hey son, understand that this information is only going to help you become a better person, a better player down the road. Because these coaches want you to move on to the next level. They want you to become a Division I player in 3 years, 2 years, next year, whatever the case might be, whatever your son's graduation is. We want them to be there. We want them to be on that field and being a part of something and being a productive player for that institution. That's what we want. And so for us, that means, hey, you know what? We have to tell it like it is. You have to tell your son this is where he is and this is where he needs to get to in order to become that guy. And the guy that any school will go, hey, circle his name, circle his number, we want him. We want him to be a part of our program. And so, again, as parents, they might look at it and go, man, this is a wasteful day. Oh, geez, I got this terrible report. Man, I must be awful. Coaches must hate me. No. That's not it at all. Okay? This is information. This is getting your guys, your sons, to identify where they can grow, where they can develop, and where they can grow. And if you guys are going to have those one-on-one meetings, coaches, again, are going to give you even more information. Allow you, hey, here's some drills to work on when you go home. Here's some things that you can do to help yourselves get better. Because that's what we're trying to do every day. Every day, there's opportunity always knocking. And it's our viewpoint of how we can take advantage of these opportunities. It's how we're going to become a better player down the road, a better person down the road. And so anyways, I want to make sure I preface this information when they get these cards at the end of today, that it's not the end of the world, okay? It's definitely not the end of the world. We understand that we're on turf today. We understand that the turf might not be the best turf. We understand that, okay? We have a feeling for that. What we wanted to see was actions today. That's the biggest thing. When you evaluate a kid, you're evaluating his actions. Not so much how productive was he, or what the results were, but really, truly, what actions did I see? What did I visually see? Because as a coach, I can coach up certain things. If the kid's athletic, he moves well, he does certain things great, perfect. I can coach up those little things. I can coach those things up. He's going to be a much more polished player at that point in time. So if he flubs one, no big deal. It's fine. However, his actions. Okay? How does he react? all those kind of things become important for us when we're viewing your sons today, right? So anyway, so be that buffer for me. If you guys can be that buffer, just fine. Okay, so thank you. When it comes to the recruiting side of things, there's a word that I use for every player, and that word is fit. Okay, your son has to find the right fit. I'm going to say that again. Your son has to find the right fit. Now, why do I put that emphasis on son, right? Okay. Tomorrow morning, Monday morning, there are weights. I teach a weight training class for our guys at Chapman at 6 a.m. It's been over half the semester. I've yet to see Joey's mom or Joey's dad show up. Yet to see him show up. They haven't shown up yet. So, when I get an email from a prospective student athlete, Coach Fox, we want to be a part of Chapman University. Here's my stats, here's a video, all these awesome things. Really want to be a part of the program. Signed, Sally, Joey's mom. Trust me, I've gotten those, okay? I'll probably have a few in my inbox today when I go home. I immediately delete those. Don't even look at it, don't watch the video, don't do any of that. Because what that's telling me, as a recruiting guy, is that really truly, Joey's not that interested in our university. Joey doesn't really feel like we're the best fit for him. His mom does, or his dad does. Somebody within the circle feels that that's a good fit, but really haven't identified to Joey potentially that it could be. Or Joey's just that lazy and just doesn't want to do it. In which case, I don't want a lazy kid on campus. Definitely don't want that guy. And then again, like I said, Sally's not going to be at weights at 6 a.m. You know, Joey's dad's not going to be at the event the next night. You know, working the tailgate, things like that for the football game as part of his work study. None of those parents are going to be there, but the kids are. So your son has to be truly invested in what he's looking at from a university or college or whatever institution it might be. He needs to know this is a good fit for me. I want to be a part of this. And if he's truly invested in it, we're going to get the kid and he's going to get the program that together, and now we're talking perfect harmony. We're talking that perfect harmony situation. But if a kid goes somewhere and he's just kind of, I don't know, my dad said a good place to go, and he shows up, right? We're just, nothing good happens. Nothing good happens. He ends up redshirting or he gets cut after the first semester. And now he's got to bounce to this school or that school. Now he's searching for that next fit, and he's collecting units, but he has no idea what he's collecting these units for. He just has to stay eligible. He's just trying to find ways to stay eligible and maybe find the right fit somewhere. That's what we don't want. We don't want that to happen. I define success with one word, and that's preparation. So the more your son can prepare himself, again, you guys are that buffer, you're going to help along the way. But the more your son can prepare himself to identify schools that are going to be good fits for him, now all of a sudden, hey, we're going to find that positive place where all 4 years, whatever the case might be, he's going to be in a good spot. He's going to feel comfortable, excited about where he's going every day, and it becomes a great positive experience for him. So typically, I'll tell a kid, identify 15 to 20 schools that you feel are the right fit. If you can identify 15 to 20 schools that are potentially the right fit for you, you can then take that information, and by the time everything gets situated, okay, through all the filtering processes that happen along the way, you're going to all of a sudden come up with maybe 2 or 3 that are going to be that perfect match. Now, 2 or 3, I can make a decision on 2 or 3. We can all come to a decision on that. But if we're starting with 1, and that's it, I'm only going to this one school no matter what. You know, granted, every roster for Division I is 35 players, and they have 11.7 scholarships to go around with those 35 guys. So there's not a whole lot of space available within certain programs. You know, we're only going to recruit 6 to 8 kids, max. That's all we're recruiting every year. No matter what program you look at, 6 to 8 kids are going to be recruited. So because of that, if your son is just dead set on one school only, he's trying to find his way onto that 6 to 8 roster spot area, for a school that's probably going to have about 500 to 600 kids that they're looking at. You start doing the math and the probabilities and all that fun stuff, all of a sudden now, hey, that's an uphill battle. That's a really big uphill battle. So if he can start with a bigger number and start to trickle and filter through those avenues that we're going to talk about here in a second, he's going to find that right fit. He's going to work everywhere across the board. Okay? So again, 15 to 20 schools, have your son identify those. Again, help him along the way. We'll talk about that in a second. But what is he looking for? What's that right fit word that we use? I have 4 different categories that I try to identify the players as far as how they can view that right fit for them. It comes to athletics, academics, social, and financial. Okay? From an athletic standpoint, each program kind of views athletes a different way. Okay? They might view running as a bigger attribute for their program. Okay? There's an institution, Spalding University, over in Kentucky. Okay? The head coach there, I've known for a number of years. He's big on running. If you're a sub 6'9" runner on a 60 time, he wants you. He feels he can coach up everything else, but he wants to make sure he's got fast guys in his program because they like to run, hit and run, bunt run. There's running going on everywhere. You see his practices. His practices are nothing but just guys running everywhere. It's crazy. But that's what he wants. That's what he's looking for from his athletes, from the guys that he recruits. Maybe that fits your son. Maybe that doesn't fit your son. Again, you got to find where that athletic fit is going to be. Roster-wise, okay, your son might be a catcher. Okay, coach, man, I really want to be a part of the program. I'm a catcher. I think I can do a really good job for you behind the plate. Well, if he looks at our roster, he's going to see that we've got 3 current freshmen, and we've got a junior and a senior. We've got 5 catchers right now on our current roster. 1 will be gone. By the time he's a freshman on our campus, 1 will be gone, 1 will be a senior, and 3 will be sophomores. So where does he fit in that group? Is he going to come in as the 5th guy, and that's it? There's no real room for him to elevate himself because the other 4 are just going to be that much better than him? Maybe. So those are, again, some of the questions and some of the things that your son has to answer as he's looking at this athletic fit. Okay, where might I fit within this roster? What kind of things do you see in me? Do you see me progressing to be a Friday night guy if I'm a pitcher? I might be the Friday night guy in a couple of years. Or am I just going to be this back-end bullpen kind of guy and just clog some innings here and there the entire time I'm there? So that's the case. Maybe I want something more out of my college experience. Okay. So again, depending upon what we look for from a program perspective and what your son does athletically, it will dictate our interest in him. And then again, his interest in us from hey, are they always competitive? What's the roster size look like? All those kind of things are very important when he makes that decision. He's trying to come up with what he's going to do for him. Okay? One thing that I will mention, the very first thing this morning, I told the guys, they had one thing that they had control over, and that was effort. I was saying to my dad's awesome. He's got sayings up the wazoo. One of the sayings that he always told me was, it's what you do in the dark that defines you. What you do when the lights are out defines you. And one of the things that we will do as recruiting guys, or just as coaches in general, there's a kid that we're very serious about. Okay, it's one thing for us to show up with Chapman gear and all that fun. He knows we're there, right? He knows we're in the stands. He knows we're watching. He's probably going to give us his best effort. He's going to be that guy, right? He's high-fiving guys. Man, max effort. Perfect. Beautiful. Well, there are going to be days, I know he's playing. I know exactly where he's playing. But I'm going to come in just like you guys. Okay? We have an amazing film school. And I just go in their back lot area, and they doll me up. I look like some 60-year-old man that's got the receding hairline. It looks awesome. And so I walk up to a field just in street clothes, just kind of hanging out. This is all tucked in my pocket. You have no idea I'm there. Your son has no clue. I'm even behind you guys, watching from behind you guys. What does he do then? Is he the same kid? Or is he the kid that after he strikes out for the second time in the game, he's now 0 for 3, and that particular strikeout was a runner at third base in less than 2 outs. And that was the go-ahead run there in the 6th inning. And he takes that bat, when he gets in the dugout, he chucks that thing so hard, he takes the water cooler, tosses it out of the way. If he's that guy, guess what? The red line across his name. The red line across his name. This game is so challenging mentally. It really, truly is. If you fail 70% of the time, you're a Hall of Famer. When you think of it that way, you failed 70, just think about your jobs right now. And whatever job you go to tomorrow morning, you fail 70% of the time every day for the next 2 years. Are you still going to have that job? Probably not, right? So this is an amazing sport where you can fail that often and you are that good of a player. Like, you're a Hall of Famer. So if you can't handle a high school level scenario where you strike out and man, things aren't going well and you're just tossing things and yelling and screaming, it's only going to get harder. That next level's tougher, way tougher, faster, stronger guys. You know, it's just different. And then if you want to go even beyond that, you want to go into pro ball, man, good luck. Good luck to you at that point in time. So that, we call it the competitiveness. Okay, some of us use the term sixth tool. Okay, most players, when we look at them athletically, there's 5 tools we look at, but that 6th tool, that competitiveness, and what he does when the lights are out, really will truly dictate how strongly we feel about your son at that point in time. Because if he's the kid that he knows we're not around, he's still the same guy, man, sign me up. I want him in our program. He has to be in our program. So if that's your son, awesome. If your son kind of teeters, okay, maybe it'd be a good time frame to start talking to him about the do's and the don'ts, okay? And that positive mental attitude of, hey, you know what? Yeah, you might be struggling today, but even though you struck out that at bat, you're still going to go out there defensively, make a play. Go out there, make a great play, and be a productive member of your team in some other form of fashion at that point in time. So what if you're struggling at the plate? That happens. That's baseball. Okay, you're going to struggle. It's going to happen. But how do you differentiate yourself from somebody else that we're looking at by the way that you act afterwards, how you react to those scenarios? Okay? So that's extremely important for us as far as what we look at for players as well. Okay. So that's kind of a general understanding of the athletic fit, how the athletic fit works. Okay? From an academic standpoint, okay, every single one of your sons out there probably has the same dream that I had too. And that's to play Sunday night, well, it's game 5 tonight, right? Okay, play in the World Series. I mean, come on, maybe not for the Cubs, but play in the World Series. There's no Chicago people in here. Okay. It's supposed to be the Giants' year, right? This isn't an even year, right? The Giants were supposed to win this year. I don't understand how that didn't happen.
No closer.
Yeah, right, there you go. So, because we all want to get there. We all want to be a part of that big dream. We all do. Every coach that's out there today had that same dream. Some of them got further than others, okay? But at some point, all of our careers ended. Now what do we do? What's left in life, right? For a 16-year-old or 17-year-old, they don't even know what they're doing tomorrow, probably. But for the most part, okay, there's got to be something put in place. There has to be some sort of backbone that your son has for when his career is done, from a baseball perspective, he has something to fall back on. And now I can utilize that information, utilize what I have, and be able to be a productive member moving forward, take care of a family, whatever the case might be. And so for me, I understood that when I was a player in college. I understood that, so I made sure I got my BA. That was extremely important. I got my undergrad done, but then I went and got my master's done after that because I knew what I wanted to do post baseball, which was coach. I wanted to be involved in the game in some form or fashion. But most times for me to be able to coach at the collegiate level, I have to teach. And if I have to teach, I got to get my master's degree minimum. Okay, competing on the PhD, that's a lot of work. So probably won't do that. But my master's degree, I knew I needed to get, and I got it. because I had a plan in place for, hey, when that part's over, which I know it's going to at some point, I know I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be just fine. So when your son's looking at these schools, and man, he's a big-time engineering type guy, but he decides to go to some other school because, well, the coach really wants me, but they've got nothing for me academically. He's going to be taking, what, basketball classes all 4 years? What does that do? What does that honestly do for him long term? Okay, and it's funny, you watch some of those SEC games yesterday, and all those Alabama offensive linemen probably, you see them, and you see underneath all their attributes, right? They're 6'5", 3 whatever, and underneath that, what's their major? It is like basketball. It's something so stupid, and it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Because at some point their careers are going to be over too. And what you have with that degree is going to be everything. It's going to be everything. So make sure that they understand there are certain degree programs. Now, they might have 4 or 5 different ideas. That's okay. Again, they might not know what they're doing tomorrow. That's okay. Because you can change majors when you're on campus. That happens. Happens to a lot of guys. Even happens to our guys. Right? But there's at least 4 or 5 degree programs that are in place that they feel could be something they want to do later on in life, whenever that time happens. Okay? And again, I hope it's not until after a 25-year, Mario Rivera type, career. That'd be great. We hope that for all of them, right? But at some point, that dream does come to an end. What do you do afterwards? Okay. So the academic fit has to really be an important piece to him figuring out where that institution is going to land. Okay. The third one, social fit. Okay. I'll give you a couple of examples, all involving us. There are some Northwest people here, right? Okay. I'm from Puyallup originally, so that's right south of Seattle. So yes, you've got perfect. You live Puyallup, right? That's cool. Yeah. Well, there you go. Beautiful. Awesome. So I say that, and there's no Northwest guys in this room right now to cover, but that's okay. We were recruiting a kid from our area, Orange County, okay, and he decided to go to a school in the Northwest. And I asked him just a very general question. I said, "Hey, do you like fluorescent lights?" And he looked dumbfounded. He was like, "Why do you ask that? Why? I mean, this just seems like an odd question. Why are you asking fluorescent lights?" And I said, "Well, flip a coin. One day it's nice, one day it's not. You're probably going to find yourself indoors more than you are out here anyway, in our area, when it comes to playing baseball. You're just going to be under the fluorescent lights a little more often. And if you're okay with that, sweet, perfect. You found the right home. That's awesome. But there's an adjustment that has to happen. There's an adjustment for you mentally that has to occur in order for you to still be successful. If you can make that work, awesome. You're set. You're set for life. You're okay. But if you struggle with it, then you're going to find yourself looking at these fluorescent lights and going, "Kill me now. I gotta get out of here." Now again, I was born and raised in Puyallup, so I was used to the gray. Like that was a way of life for me. I was fine. I was okay. So there's that part. On the flip side, we had a kid from the Northwest, small town, Oregon, okay, come down and play for us. And one of the things that we always try to do is get kids on campus for a reason. We want you to see not only our campus, but we want you to see around. Our location, where our campus sits, you're 5 minutes away from the Big End. We're literally right down the street from Angel Stadium. 5 minutes after that, you're at Disneyland. Another 30 minutes north, you're in downtown LA. And you take our freeway that we're next to south for about 15 minutes, you're in Newport Beach, which is, if you all watch Housewives of Orange County and all that stuff, that's us. So there's a lot of really awesome things within our university, right next door. And so school, baseball, yeah, it's great, but I get to go to the beach every day. I can go to Disneyland every day. I can go catch an Angels game, for the first couple of months, and then right back out, right back again in April. Man, this is great. This is awesome. And sure enough, by the time March rolled around, this kid was a completely different person, completely different. Baseball was no longer a factor in his life. He was just like gone from what we were doing. And academically, he was doing this. He was doing a straight nosedive academically. So we got our exit meetings in May. We sit down with him and he goes, Coach, I gotta go back home. Like, yeah, we saw that happen. Now, we can joke about it because he ended up finding the right fit for himself the next year. But he, during the recruiting process, never came down. He never came down to check anything out. He just knew about Orange County and was like, well, Orange County sounds awesome. It is awesome. But there are things you have to adjust to if you're not used to it. Coach Price at Kansas University, love Coach Price, been a phenomenal person, known for a number of years now. And I always joke with him, I go, have you guys had any green grass lately? It's on your field. And again, like if you're looking to go to KU, you have to know it's a little different out there than it is even here or in the Northwest or wherever you guys are from. It's just different. It's just a different environment. And so your son has to take that into account because he's going to be away. He ain't going to be home anymore, right? Those training wheels are off. And as an 18-year-old, if he's not really ready for that, and he's in a completely different environment than what he's used to, he might struggle. And it's how quickly he makes that adjustment. How quickly does he attach himself to some of the baseball guys that are currently there? How quickly does he attach to some new friends that are in some of his classes? How quickly does he acclimate himself? If he can do that rather quickly, he's going to be just fine. That change in scenery, so to speak, he's going to be just fine. But if he struggles with those things, then maybe this might be a tough year for him, or it could be a tough year for him. And if that's the case, is he going to be able to stick it out, or is he going to have to move and transfer and do whatever the case might be? So that social fit becomes very important. It's something that we don't really think about. But really, truly, it's a big deal. It can be a very big deal when it comes to him figuring out where he wants to go. And then lastly, the financial fit, and that's where you call him back into the equation. One of the things I'll say about the financial fit, okay, it's literally like going to a car dealership. Any place you go, any institution you look at, I don't care if it's a state school, private school, whatever the case may be, that sticker price is what everything is. Tuition, room board, everything out the door is this, right? Whatever it might be. It's just like going to the car dealership and seeing that wonderful little sign on the windshield of, hey, this car is this price. No, it's not, right? You all know it's not, because after about 8 hours, you all know the drill, right? 8 hours, you're walking out the door, the VP's hanging onto your leg, right? You're trying to get out. They're going to eventually give you a price that you're going to like. You're going to go, you know what? I can walk away now with the keys in my hand and feel positive about this car that I've now purchased. We all know it. Now, there's some grinding that happens, right? It's just natural. You don't just walk in and go, oh, I want it for this. It just doesn't happen that way. We got to grind it a little bit. But afterwards, we're good. We feel comfortable. Life is okay. But when you guys go and start looking at your son's looking at certain institutions, you start seeing the tuition and the room and board and this, and you're going, oh my God, this is 4 years. And now with the way that some schools have been impacted, maybe 5 years, holy smokes. We start adding in our head, he doesn't see it, right? He just sees what that price is. We start adding in our head what everything's going to look like afterwards. And we're going to have a hard time. We're going to have a hard time trying to figure out how this is going to work. So, what do? First things first, call financial aid. Call them. That has to be the first thing that you ever do. Call their financial aid office of that institution and start asking questions. Start asking, okay, with the FAFSA information, okay, what's your normal parental contribution look like? When it comes to different scholarship opportunities, what's possible there? What do you guys have in place? If it's academic scholarships, merit scholarships, if there's special grants that are involved, every institution's different. I could not tell you that there's a specific cookie cutter way to do it. There's not. And I found this out after my second year of coaching at Chapman anyways. One of our guys was on an Italian scholarship. I had no idea. Italian scholarship? Like, yeah, I mean, if we're so far removed blood-wise from, in the family, I can qualify for this Italian scholarship. Awesome, that's great, good for you. I had no idea that even existed on our campus. But it does, it did, and it still does. And so those are things that if you don't ask, you'll never know. You'll have no idea, you'll just look at what the price tag says and says, well, we can't make that work. Not unless we get a full ride scholarship. Well, guess what? That's not happening. That's not happening. No matter how much athletic money an institution has, no kid is on a 100% full ride scholarship to go to school. None. Okay? So even the Friday night guy, the guy that basically gets the most athletic money, if the institution has athletic money to give out, that guy's probably on 80% tops. 80%, which still means there's 20% out there that he's having to cover in order to go to school there. Okay, and that's top billing. That's typically the top billing that a guy is going to get, a particular student athlete is going to get from a baseball side of things. Okay, so full rides are out of the equation. Just don't happen. Now, does your son qualify for other things? There's some students on our campus that aren't paying a dime to go to school because they qualified for other things that they can combine together. And now all of a sudden, hey, I'm school for free. Sweet, awesome. So again, contacting financial aid, contacting the admissions offices, okay, finding out what they're looking for academically that might qualify for certain academic money, okay, and then the financial aid office to figure out what kind of grants are in place, those kind of things. Where now all of a sudden, you start hammering down that price tag basically, and you might be in a situation where, hey, life's great. We can make this work. Financially, we're good. We're okay. And now it's a fit. Now it's a fit. But if you don't ask, it's just not going to work. It won't work, period. So those are the four fits. The four fits to having your son find the right place. Now, how do we get there? Communication's huge. Okay. Your son has to be proactive. Again, it goes back to writing emails, making phone calls, things of that nature, okay? The recruiting thing is a two-way street. If I ask every single one of your boys out there, give me their top 5 schools, okay? If they're from this area here, they would probably go Cal State Fullerton, Texas, Florida, USF maybe? 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 What's that? Right, from this area. You guys like USF out here? Stanford, Cal